everyone, and welcome to Politics Today on Channels Television. I'm Seun Wakimbaloye. It has perhaps come across as 1 week, one trouble in the National Assembly since the inauguration of the 8th Assembly. The choice of leadership for the legislature has become very controversial. After the rigors and the politicking that marked the elections of the leaders of the Halo chambers, the development we saw the opposition PDP regaining a little rebound from the devastating defeat it suffered in the hands of a rival APC on March 28th and April 11 elections. With a configuration of 59 APC senators to PDP's 49, the battle for the soul of the Senate on one hand climaxed in a twist which saw the PDP teamed up with some APC members to help Senator Bukola Saraki become the Senate president, and the returned Senator A.K. Ekweremadu as the Deputy Senate President for the third time. Honorable Yakubu Dogara's victory, on the other hand, is perhaps a reenactment of the Tambuwa's insurrection of 2011, where members of the 7th Assembly defied the People's Democratic Party, PDP, to elect him the Speaker instead of Mulikat Akande Adiola, who was the party's choice. In the power realities in the winning gambit, for those who are savvy about the traps and escape routes of modern politics, needs not to be reminded of the basics of Nigerian politics to grasp its unfolding dimensions. But with intrigues and house trading, even the most enlightened people balked at it. New political realities have emerged, and the immediate challenge that confronted and threatened the leadership of the duo of Senator Bukola Saraki and Honorable Yakubu Dogara was the issue of the composition of the principal officers at the two legislative chambers. As the battle lingers, history again repeated itself, which nearly tore the ruling APC in the National Assembly into shreds when the House witnessed rowdy plenary free-for-all fight in an attempt to snatch the maize, the legislature's symbol of authority. It was an embarrassing scenario, to say the least. That's the reality for most of the lawmakers after the dust settled. In the midst of the internal squabble within the lower chamber, the circumstances surrounding the emergence of Senator Ali Ndume in the upper legislative chamber goes beyond leadership fisticuffs that betied the Halo chamber. It was perhaps a groan expressed in silence. Political expediency might have propelled the APC leadership to ensure that its members present a united front. It now seems that the ruling party is learning the realities of Nigerian politics the hard way, while the APC faced with a looming crisis to present its choice candidates for leadership position at the two legislative chambers. The process and exercise has raised many questions. And now, what has gone amiss? Why the crisis in the National Assembly? Is APC a coalition of political parties with different ideologies? Between the party and the caucuses, who should determine the principal officers of the National Assembly? What becomes of Dogara and Saraki's tenure? Will President Buhari intervene now as the case looks to be getting out of hand? With plenary adjourned for another month, what impact would the impasse have on the development of this country, especially at a time like this? Tonight we'll get a benefit of insight on the subject as we engage the actors in the whole scenario. But first, let me introduce you to my first guest on the program, who joins us from our Abuja studio. Is a former governor of Benue State and a former minority leader at the Senate. He's one of those in the forefront of this issue of the leadership tussle in the Senate. Senator George Akume joins us from our Abuja studio. Thank you so much for joining us. And let me start by asking you, for the second time, it appears the party's orders were defied by some members of your party. Does that not speak volume about a major crack in your party?
Well, thank you very much. I want to state with all emphasis that APC is still one solid, united family. When we decided to come together and form the APC, it was with the best of intentions. And we felt, and rightly too, that Nigerians deserved an alternative platform to be able to challenge the ancien regime, which was represented by the PDP. We wanted a political platform which was strong, formidable, and bold enough to challenge the PDP and win election and bring about change. We collapsed our own structures, our identities, and formed the APC. It was like a miracle. It has never happened in history before. We did it to the acclaim of Nigerians, and we're determined to continue to support this platform. Having won election, yes, we have challenges, and one of them is one of the controversies you have mentioned, which is the issue of leadership. Of course, I want to say before Nigerians that Section 65 of the 1999 Constitution as amended is very, very clear on the issue of supremacy of the party. It states that no one can be a member of the Senate unless he belongs to a political party and is sponsored by that political party. And therefore, all of us who are members of the party are enjoined to observe, to respect, to ensure that the directives of the party are implemented fully for the benefit of the party, for the benefit of the government, and for the benefit of our democracy and our country. And therefore, when the party, in its own wisdom, decided to send a list to the President of the Senate as nominees for composition of the principal leadership positions, the party was right. I've been in that chamber for a long time, and I should know the party was right, and it was the responsibility of the President of the Senate to read that letter and to ensure that those nominated took their seats accordingly. He never did. That is impunity, and that is why we're surprised, because it is so strange. It is against convention, it is against tradition, and it is against the constitution of our own party, the APC. Our party was formed on the basis of what providing hope to Nigerians, and were guided by the failures of other political parties, the ANPP, and in particular the PDP, where indiscipline took over. Basically, this is what is being contemplated now. And that is why we are saying no to this impunity. And it is not that there is a major crime. It is just that someone is failing to do what the party wants. Someone is failing to implement what is expected of him in tandem with the provisions of the party. What is happening is not a reflection of a crack in the party. No, it is a reflection of impunity on the side of one person. And quite frankly, that is unacceptable. And that's the way I want to put it. Totally unacceptable.